and then I attached the 2-inch to the 3-inch, and I was able to get it out that way. It'll sit right behind the bracket. Bundys Garage, Bundy here, working on a dreaded 5.4 liter Ford engine. I hate Fords. I hate Fords because they always break down, right? My dad was a big Ford fan, and they always break down. But I wanted to show you guys, just did the spark plugs and the coil packs on this van, on this E150 van, Econoline. And I have seen a lot of videos out there on the trucks that have the 5.4, but nothing out there for the Econoline vans. So I wanted to show you some tips and tricks real quick. So the driver's side is very easy compared to the passenger side. All you got to do is get down there. You're going to see your coil packs. You're going to see your fuel injectors. Disconnect both. Disconnect the connectors for the coil packs. Disconnect the connectors for the fuel injectors. All right, it'll make it a lot easier. And then on this side, you have, hopefully you guys can see it way down there. It's kind of confusing, but you can see that kind of right in the middle of the screen. You see the number 2. That's the number 2 coil pack. The toughest one to get to was the number 2 coil pack. You can see it right there in the middle of the screen. It has a number 2 on there. I labeled all of them 1 through 8. But the reason it's tough is that there is a bracket right above there that holds the transmission dipstick. Allows you to check the fluid level on your transmission. But that's the toughest one. So take your time. One trick I did do, so there is a let's see, right there. It's a 10 millimeter bolt that holds the bracket on. I just took that off and I was able to move it around a little bit. But to get there, I'm so sorry for this bad view. There's just all kinds of stuff in the way. So let me come back here. Okay, you can see the number 2. You have a 7 millimeter bolt that holds the coil pack down. And what I had to get was, I'll show you here in a second, but was a 1/4 inch ratchet with a 1/4 inch 7 millimeter socket, and then 2 extensions. I put the longer extension on first with the socket, dropped it down onto the bolt, and then got the shorter extension and came up from the top right behind the bracket, right behind the bracket right there. So it'll make more sense when you get in there. That's the toughest one to do. So you have to go back from moving from the front to the back. You're able to reach all the coil packs. Just take your time. The passenger side is the hardest side out of the 2 sides. If this was on a truck, it would be very, very easy. But as you can see, there is no room. That is the top of the van right there. So there's really no room to get in there. So it just makes it a hassle. And another trick that I did was I sprayed penetrating oil into the spark plug wells and let it soak for 3 days before I attempted to remove the spark plugs, because these are known for breaking off. So I'll put some links in the description below to coils and spark plugs. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you that and save you from the pain and suffering that I went through doing these coils and spark plugs. So driver's side, easy. Passenger side, hard. Hardest one is the number 2 and the 3 coil pack and spark plug. But let me show you that. Let me show you the 1/4 inch ratchet I used. This is the tools I used to get that bolt off the coil pack. So I have a 7 millimeter socket with a 3-inch 1/4 inch extension, and this is a 2-inch extension. So I took this longer one, I dropped it down onto the bolt, and then I came in here with this already attached to the ratchet, and I attached the 2-inch to the 3-inch, and I was able to get it out that way. It'll sit right behind the bracket. Like I said, it'll make sense when you get in there. So this will drop down right behind the bracket for the automatic transmission dipstick, and then you're able to bring in your ratchet and other extension and break it loose that way. Dropping it in there was kind of a hassle. But what it made it a little bit easier is to keep the coil pack connectors off and the fuel injector connectors off until you got that bolt in on the number 2. You can see it right there, kind of at the top of the screen. So keep your connectors loose off the fuel injectors and off the coil packs. Put in your bolt, and then you can tighten it down the same way you got it out. So there's some tips and tricks on how to do the spark plugs and coil packs on a 5.4 liter piece of crap Ford engine. All right, guys, if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing.